Rams should raid practice squads for new backup QB. LA needs to bring in competition for Bryce Perkins, John Wolford. Injuries have taken a significant toll on the 2022 season for the Los Angeles Rams. While the offensive line is the first injury-riddled unit that comes to mind, LA has been shorthanded along the secondary, defensive line, and running back rooms at various times this season. Hello Rams fan, welcome to the channel. First of all, I ask you to subscribe to the channel, share and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any news from the team. But with John Wolford rehabbing a neck injury and Matthew Stafford back in concussion protocol, the Rams are on the wrong side of a numbers game at the quarterback position. Bryce Perkins is also a physical runner, and mobile quarterbacks are known to have a higher frequency of injury. Performance factors also into the equation. While Wolford has been in the Rams program for 4 years and has been the primary backup for 3 years, he was overwhelmed by the moment when he was called upon as a starter 2 weeks ago versus the Arizona Cardinals. Perkins entered the Week 11 contest against the New Orleans Saints in relief of Stafford and performed well, and his mobility ELE opened up running lanes in the traditional ground game. With Wolford's play not inspiring much in the way of confidence and with Perkins' running style putting him at a high exposure for injury, the Rams will likely need to bring in another body at the quarterback position. A good starting point would be practice squads around the NFL, particularly with teams that have stable situations at the 1 and 2 spot on the depth chart. Here are 4 potential signs the Rams should consider at QB as competition to an insurance for Wolford and Perkins. 1. Jake Fromm, Washington Commanders. Fromm is probably the best option of the members of this list, and it makes sense to potentially replace one Georgia quarterback, Stafford, with another. Fromm was a 3-year starter at Georgia and was selected by the Buffalo Bills in the 5th round of the 2020 NFL Draft. He was on Buffalo's 53-man roster for all of 2020, but was relegated to the practice squad in 2021, where the New York Giants plucked him away after Daniel Jones was injured and Mike Glennon was underperforming. Fromm started 2 games and appeared in a third that year on a bad Giants team, completing 27 of 60 attempts for 210 yards, 1 TD, and 3 interceptions. He was also sacked 6 times. There's no doubt he would have a better supporting cast on this Rams team with Sean McVay instead of Joe Judge, so he's at least worth a look. 2. Tim Boyle, Detroit Lions. After spending 3 seasons as an understudy to Aaron Rodgers on the Green Bay Packers, Boyle made his way across the NFC North Division to the rival Lions in 2021. He started 3 games in relief of Jared Goff, completing 61 of 94 attempts for 526 yards, 3 TDs, and 6 interceptions. Boyle has a big arm, but he often struggles with accuracy and throwing with touch. While he's turnover-prone, he could still access all areas of the field. 3. Jake Browning, Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals poached Brandon Allen off the Rams practice squad a couple of years ago, so it's only time that McVay repays the favor to Zach Taylor by signing Jake Browning. In theory, the Bengals and Rams should run similar offensive systems, so perhaps that would make for an easy transition for the third-year QB. Browning was a 4-year starter at Washington and then signed with the Minnesota Vikings as a UDFA. He's had very limited NFL action, even during 2 preseasons with Minnesota and another with the Bengals. The Rams got a front-row seat to the quarterback this preseason where he went 19 of 24 for 173 yards and a TD. 4. Chris Oladipo, Kansas City Chiefs. The Pittsburgh Steelers drafted 2 quarterbacks during the 2022 draft, Kenny Pickett in the 1st round and Chris Oladipo in the 7th. The latter was released after the preseason and was added to the practice squad of the Chiefs. Oladipo spent his first 2 collegiate seasons at South Florida before transferring to Samford where he earned more playing time. In 2019 the QB threw for over 2,000 yards with 18 TDs and 7 interceptions. He also added another 493 yards and 8 TDs on the ground, proving he's a dual threat.